And looks ready to go. So without further ado, let me just ask John to go ahead and introduce yourself, and let's take your 5 minutes in.
Yeah, hi, I'm John Cameron, CEO and founder of sharedflips.com. And in a nutshell, Shared Flips is the culmination of my 35 years experience buying, selling, remodeling, and building single-family homes. We are a Seattle-based company. We flip homes. And what we're doing is very unique in that we're bringing the accredited investor and non-accredited members of the public together to participate in and make money flipping houses. It's not an easy task. But the way that we do it is we started out as just flipping homes ourselves. That's what we've done. We did it and we've made a lot of money. You can see right here, this is a tall house. We made $82,000 in 6 months on that one. The fireplace house, we made $147,000 profit in 6 months on this one. And each property does get a nickname. It's kind of funner, and we just nickname our properties. But a lot of members of the public see these. They see profits. Everyone knows that flipping homes is profitable. They may be watching an HGTV episode. It's a hot trend right now. Everyone, you guys are probably watching HGTV yourself. And they ask themselves, well, how can I do that? And we are here to help. What we do is we provide expertise, our knowledge and service to the members of the public. We give them the ability to use us and our knowledge to pick properties, and we basically find them, fund them, fix them, and help them do all of these together, and I'll expand on that, and flip them, and then what we do is share. And somebody said something about a Subaru commercial that was love, and we say we're nice. We share, because we share this knowledge, and a lot of contractors hold that knowledge close to their vest and don't let it go. When people are trying to flip homes, what they do is if you can't find a good broker and a good deal, you have nothing. If you actually do get that, then you have to fund the deal. You have to navigate bad contractors and the ability to find a reliable contractor, which is really hard. So for members of the public, in order to do this, it's very difficult. We also, since it is members of the public, we cannot collect money from them. We allow them to participate in the fact that they can bring us flips, and we can give them vacations and giveaways if we choose to purchase them. And in case you didn't know, and many people don't, that the flipping market is huge. It's a $10 billion industry, and it's not going away. It's driven by the millennials right now. And the average return on investment is about 50% across the country, 54%. And we target areas with the highest returns where we can find members of the public to participate, and we can actually partner and mentor members of the public in those high return areas. Those are areas that we target market. The highest return on investment, believe it or not, was well over 200%. Not that anyone would expect to get a 200% return on a flip, but if we do access those people to help them flip, then there's room to play with. Some things that give us a competitive advantage over some of the larger flipping companies. We hear of Home Investors, which is We Buy Ugly Houses. That is a franchise that costs $50,000 to participate in. Part of what we're doing, we have this website, we have some innovative technologies we'll talk about that allows people to participate even if they're not putting in any money. We'll talk about streaming our jobs 24/7. We allow people to watch that just like as an HGTV kind of entertainment aspect of our website. They're able to comment and pick colors and designs during various phases of construction. We have we're often asked, well, we're often asked, how do you scale this? Okay, because we're actually creating, I call it a nucleus of competency in high return areas. We have in-house project managers who can handle about 20 different projects in 20 different areas. And each of those projects or areas is a particular person, contractor, broker, finding the flips that we've trained and have become profitable by doing so. We don't loan money on anybody else's projects. What we do is when we train the brokers, train the contractors, train the members of the public to bring flips to us, we, right now, are using hard money lenders We are potentially considering other crowdfunding sources, which is one of the reasons why we're here. Some of the other interesting aspects of our ability to target market is that when somebody can even just bring us a flip and give us an address or a picture of a flip of the house they walk by, the grass is 4 feet high. If we actually choose to use that in a particular area, we give them vacations and giveaways. I told you we stream our jobs 24/7, and so when we're working with a person in one of those high return areas, that they tend to share that, share the job with their friends, and it almost becomes a viral way of advertising especially through social media. We also have Flip Finder, which is a proprietary technology that allows us to find the proper flips with very little effort. And together, we've put together really an all-star team. That's myself. I have 35 years of experience doing this. And we have an attorney, co-counsel, co-founder, T. Hun. We have Blarney Ventures, which is a venture capitalist who has expressed interest in investing with us. We are accepting funds right now, and we're looking to, if possible, walk away with somewhere around $500,000 for our Reg A, because once we develop our crowd, ideally, we've talked a lot about developing your crowd while we're here today, to then bring that to some sort of Reg A crowdfunding source.
Okay. John, we're going to be shutting down.
It.
You got a last
That's
comment? Okay. Terrific. Well done.
Good job.
Very good. Panelists, any comments for John?
Oh my God, I have so many questions.
Good.
Okay, let me just narrow them down. Okay, so for the funding, you're saying we fund them, we do all of these things.
That's correct.
How do you fund them? Are you funding by project? Are you funding, and then what happens to the money? Does it just sit there if you don't have the project, or how does that work?
Basically what it is, like I said, I talk about, we target market a high return area. Once somebody comes to us from that area saying that they're interested in flipping a home, we go through a process of screening them to make sure that they're competent in doing so, and then we get agents, we network with with brokers, contractors, and that person to bring us a flip that we then analyze. You know, if any of you do flips, the numbers are very similar regardless of what area that you're in.
Right.
We target the high return areas because the numbers are less crucial when you have a high return. When we have that flip and we know that it's a good deal, right now we just access hard money lenders in whatever state that is, and we fund that job just like we would fund a hard money loan, in Seattle that we specialize in.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
And then I know Scott. Is he here?
Scott Sorchak?
Yeah.
No, he was going to be here.
Is he running your technology?
He is our board advisor
Oh, he's an
and
advisor.
mentor, and Blarney Ventures has expressed interest in getting us started to taking us to the next level.
So do you have someone running tech right now?
We have a technology, we have a website in place. Scott has expressed interest in doing that, but he is not running our tech or our website. That's we're starting it up ourselves at this point. So.
Okay, and then you had a 200% flip, or that's just the highest?
That is the highest national
Okay.
average flip. It's actually East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. So when we target areas, we prefer to target a metro area with a larger amount of inventory. But that is just the one that, and it was actually 212%, and that was East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. But just so you know that we have the data that we actually target, and when we target market, we can geofence. I don't know if you saw the area there. We have the ability to actually target that particular area by way of Facebook is an easy one. A lot of our customer acquisition costs at this point are almost negligible, meaning we can run very, very cheap social media ads, and we are hammered with responses with people who want to flip a home. That doesn't mean everyone is able to. We have to screen them, and we have a form that they fill out that eliminates a lot, and eventually we get to some people that essentially puts them through I would say, job interview process that then makes them a project manager and our eyes and our feet in that high return area. Then we have a professional project manager in-house that manages about 20 of those nucleus of competencies, which really is a member of the public, an agent broker, and a contractor, and the various contractors in, that we need to flip the home, the various subs.
Okay, and how many flips have you done? I'm so sorry, I'm almost done.
Personally, since 2010, and we're at 28 personally.
28 personally, and then what's the highest rate on return that you...
Do you really want to know?
Yeah, I do.
One of the second ones I did was a 294% annualized return.
Wait, but you just told me that the best one ever was 212.
That was last year in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. The highest return I personally have done was a 294%.
Amazing.
Yeah, and that was when the height of the distressed purchasing was, we were buying homes for $50,000. We put $50,000 into it, and then you could sell it for 200, 260. I think that one was like 279. So 50, 50, 279, and that was done in 6 months.
Cool.
I would like to expand on it. Everyone has been talking about the millennials, right? We think that's very important with everybody's market. They are the online generation. During this process, throughout my business plan, I've done extensive research into what is the home preference of a millennial. And that ties exactly into the flip being, a lot of people have said, is the flip market going to die out? Is it going to go away? Is the demand for that going to decrease? The flip is the perfect home for the millennial. I had a conversation with a gentleman before about that, but the millennial, we know everyone calls them lazy. I don't necessarily think that they're lazy, but they're online and they're tech orientated, but they want a house that they don't have to do any work to. Okay? They don't want to even slap a lick of paint on it. And that's changed. When I first got into real estate 20 years ago, everyone talked about sweat equity. No one talks about sweat equity anymore. Okay? They also want a home with character. They don't want tract housing. They want to be near where they work. They want a little bit of land as well, which is really hard to find something inner city with some land unless it's old. And then the biggest for them is affordability. So if you combine all of those things, the only way you can get a new home with all of that stuff at an affordable price is to actually purchase a flip, because those are at that affordable price points. We're not competing with new construction, we know that. We're competing with really what is the nicest home on that block.
John, that's good. Ryan, do you have any questions for John?
How high on the capital stack would you lend against of value and or cost?
That's an interesting question, and I have yet to even put one of my projects on, I've toyed around with crowdfunding. I have yet to even put one on a site for money, just because I have my own network of hard money lenders, and it's, they can loan me 100% just because I need it, or that sort of thing. What we're looking to for actual capital to raise right now by accredited investors is $500,000 to get us to a Reg A, which, again, we need to build our crowd. And so that's what we're doing by combining non-accredited members of the public who are sharing their experience and their jobs with their clients or with their friends and family. That is growing exponentially to the point where, I have, my phone is buzzing off the hook because I have people going, well, I have a friend in Tulsa who wants to flip, and I have, a family member in San Antonio. And I'm like, well, that doesn't mean that everyone gets to do it. Okay, we have to pick those. I know that doesn't quite answer your question, but the average flip that we do is low end, and it's more along the lines of the kind of what I spoke about before. We purchase for around $50,000 or $60,000. We put about the same in, which generally is considered to be a larger amount if you want to double the cost of your acquisition price with a rehab amount. But what we're finding is that is the happy medium to get to that $200,000 plateau. So if we're in at 50 or 60 and we put in 50 or 60 and we hit 199 as that first-time home buyer, and this is Midwest price, not LA prices, so it's obviously different here. We have thought about going to and hitting like the San Francisco market, which is the believe it or not, San Francisco is the highest gross profit area in the country, but it's a much larger investment amount. We are trying to help the general public and mentor them into flipping homes, and they don't have the ability or the stomach to handle that sort of investment. So we are targeting the high return areas that are lower acquisition costs.
John, you're doing really well in answering the questions, but we're going to move along a little
Okay.
bit so we want the audience to have a chance to ask a couple questions too. Right? Do you have a follow-up? I just want to know your average cost of money. What is that now?
A lot of people ask me that. We pay a lot of money. We pay 12%, and we pay that in 1% interest-only payments per annum. 12% per annum with 1% interest payments per month.
Yeah.
And we pay 2 points up front for that money.
Okay, so that's the benchmark for your crowdfunding crowd. We have
Yeah.
time for maybe...
And any crowdfunding people who can beat that, that is a national amount of money that like all the little small flippers all around the country are paying. So I talked with somebody, if you can do 10%, you can wrap up like all the little flippers around the country that are screwing around like ants flipping homes.
2 questions. Who has the first one?
Participate. Can I get involved with this?
Wait, you as an accredited, are you an accredited investor, Jane?
No, I'm non-accredited.
Okay. Non-accredited people can participate and not even buy the house. What they can do is bring us a flip if we choose to purchase it. They'll be rewarded financially either by prizes or that sort of things. And you can also comment and participate in the flipping of the home by picking colors or design choices that we have online.
Who in the audience has the ability to help John with structure? Help him navigate through the compliance issues he's discussing? Anyone? Okay. Second question. Yes, ma'am.
I guess mine's more of a suggestion than opposed to a question, because I think you clearly know your business very well. I think some really low-hanging fruit, though, because I anticipate you're showing your presentation in multiple other areas. I think you really need to do a vet of some of your persuasion and capitalization. I think it's just something super easy, but just one of those things I found distracting to the wealth of knowledge.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
I
good.
understand.
Especially if you're talking to accredited investors.
I hire
you wanna
people to
have-
edit for me, and this is something that we did some changes to recently, and I understand.
So John, I think your content is outstanding, man. I mean,
Okay.
it's like you've got a wealth of information. Your enthusiasm is outstanding as well. So I would agree with that in the presentation. It's not about your content, and it's not even about your clothes, except I've got that question for you because I want to be very clear. The one thing that you want to walk out of here with from this conference is what?
Accredited investors who want to invest a total of $500,000 is what I'm looking to walk away with. I mean, I was really here looking for people that will help me raise money. I have networked with a bunch of people who are interested in what I do. You would be surprised even with the experienced contractor who, it's not easy finding a good deal, getting it funded, finding a good contractor and taking that flip start to finish. There are a lot of people who are getting in trouble. We are bailing out accredited investors right now who are running out of time on their notes are being called due. They're running out of time due to various permit delays. We've heard of that already. We are bailing those people out right now.
So I think that, again, great job. I would like to see you do one other thing, and that is you had me going with, what did you say? You find it, you fix it, you flip it, and then I was waiting for this next F, and you came out with you help people.
We share. Yeah, no, that's,
All right.
no, that's,
So-
we're nice, we share.
Very good. Hey, give a round of applause for that.